and welcome back to my channel. I am Linda and I'm a healer, a coach, and a facilitator. And in this channel, I give you clarity about emotional intelligence and practical spirituality subjects and how you can use them in your day-to-day to create a more meaningful, fulfilling, and joyful life. So the video that I'm recording today is going to be a video in a series that I am working on that is all about the subconscious mind. It is all related to understanding the subconscious, working with the subconscious, etc. I was giving this a lot of thought because there's a lot of different subjects in this arena that I wanted to talk about, and I wasn't really sure how to arrange them or how to set them up. And I think what I've decided to do is, well, I don't think what I've decided to do is I am going to do one video I'm going to record today for as long as I record, where I'm going to talk about all of the different subjects, and then I'm just going to break them down into smaller, like bite-sized videos that I can post on YouTube based on the different subcategories of each. For those of you who are interested in getting the full video with all of the details, examples, etc., then you can just go onto my website. I'm going to have an online subscription service that I'm going to be launching sometime later in the fall. This is now September 2020, so it's going to probably be around November of 2020, where I'm going to include lengthier videos about a lot of the different things that I talk about here on my channel, but they're going to be longer videos. There's going to be specific Q&As responding to what my clients or the audience, the people, the viewers ask, and I'm going to go into a deeper, longer explanation of a lot of these things that I talk about in my channel. But for now, like I said, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start uploading like a bite-sized version of these topics into this YouTube channel to give you a little bit of context and a little bit of information so you can start understanding how the subconscious works and how to work with the subconscious. So I think what makes the most sense is to start by defining the subconscious. And the subconscious is basically any thought, behavior, or motivation that is outside of our awareness. More specifically, outside of our conscious awareness, because awareness equals consciousness. For example, I am fully aware, therefore I am conscious that I am sitting here recording a video for you. That is awareness, that is consciousness, and subconscious is something that goes into the back of your mind. So basically, a lot of people use the idea of automatic behaviors to describe subconsciousness, and that is actually an aspect of the subconscious, but it goes well beyond that. And what is most important to understand, at least within the context of this videos that I'm recording and the work that I do with my clients and for myself personally, and what I hope is helpful to you, is understanding that the subconscious is a part of your mind that is still there. Just because you don't have direct or ready access to it, but it is still there. The fact that you don't have direct access to it does not mean that it's gone away. It is in fact not only still there, but it's still active and still motivating a lot of your emotions, your behaviors, your experience without your, conscious knowledge. So the reason why it's so important to start understanding your subconscious mind and start working with your subconscious mind, especially for anybody who is on any journey of spiritual development, self-development, growth, expansion, etc., is because, like I said, your subconscious mind is a huge motivator of your behavior, of your thoughts, of your interactions. And the more you tap into it, the more you become friends with your subconscious, the easier it is for you to start really understanding yourself and getting to the core of who you are, healing whatever it is that you want and need to heal, and grow and expand. So one of the ways that you can do that, and one of the approaches to working with the subconscious, is what is called shadow work. Now, shadow work, I believe that term is actually a Carl Jung term, but shadow work has been in existence way before Carl Jung. It's actually been used by a lot of indigenous cultures, primitive cultures, etc., as a way of expansion, of a way of spiritual connection, etc. And it's still in use by a lot of those cultures as well. But the idea of shadow work, it sounds pretty ominous. Most people hear that, especially people in the spiritual community who want to have positive focus, hear the term shadow work and immediately get scared, right? Because it doesn't sound great. You know, it sounds like maybe, I don't know, like ghost work or working with things that are better hidden or something like that. And really, it's not anything that's scary, and it's not anything that is bad or ominous. Shadow work basically is bringing the subconscious mind to light. So it's bringing the shadow to the light, the subconscious mind to consciousness, bringing all of those motivations, all of those thoughts, anything that has been relegated to the subconscious out into the light of the conscious mind, because once you become aware of it, you can then start working with it and using it for your own healing and your own journey. So a lot of my practice and a lot of the work that I do has to do specifically with shadow work. I go beyond that because I like to incorporate the aspect of shadow work with the aspect of really getting to know the essence of who you are as a soul, so you can put all of the pieces of the puzzle together to really create the life that you want. But it is a huge and very important aspect, like I said before, of any self-development journey, but especially of my practice and the work that I do for myself. As a matter of fact, it is something that a lot of us do. I would even argue that a lot of people do a little bit of shadow work or start tapping into the shadow in therapy sessions, with life coaching, when you do any self-help work, self-development work, spiritual work. A lot of that includes bits and parts, like little components of shadow work, but don't actually go all the way into the deeper form of shadow work. The difference is that a lot of people in a lot of these practices don't go directly or dive into shadow work, don't dive into working with the subconscious mind. It's mostly beginning steps. It's, tapping into the subconscious to get access to something. So for example, when you start questioning yourself as to, why do I behave this way? What motivates my behavior? That is sort of almost like a doorway, like an entry point to shadow work, an entry point to starting to work with the subconscious mind. But I found that a lot of the techniques and a lot of the work that is out there doesn't actually go past that point. It doesn't go beyond that point. You get a peek at it, but then, I got some information here, so I have what I need, and then you continue on. Instead of actually, I got some information, let me look deeper to see what else I can find. And that's technically what my approach is with my own personal journey. When I work with my clients, it depends on what their wants and needs are, but in my own personal journey, I am the kind of person that if I see something, I'm like, I took a peek, I wonder what else is behind this. So I just want to pull the entire curtain and go in. And it is actually really rewarding work to do for yourself. It's not for the faint of heart, I will say that, because one of the aspects of working with the subconscious is that a lot of times, a lot of our subconscious beliefs, a lot of our subconscious behavior are rooted in childhood trauma. And that is something that tends to scare people a lot. And I understand why. It is a very scary thing to revisit trauma from your childhood that you probably don't want to revisit and that costs you a lot of hurt. Even at a time when your brain wasn't fully developed to comprehend all of the repercussions that would have in your future life. However, in my personal opinion, it is the key to any true, long-lasting healing journey. Until you understand what trauma was caused, what trauma you had in your childhood, what denial of needs and desires happened in your childhood that created trauma, it's going to be very hard for you to pull the weeds by the root. And that is what shadow work is intended to do. It is intended to go to the root cause of those behaviors, of that dysfunction, of that pain, to then heal it from the root. Not heal the symptoms, but heal it from the root.